Hi, my name is Robin Hardbattle. I'm a mind-body therapist and instructor here at Memorial Sloan Kettering's Integrative Medicine Service. We're going to do some Tai Chi warm-ups. So please put your feet together, hands on the small of your back, and begin by just rotating your hips. Imagine that you're drawing a circle around your feet. This may feel a little uncomfortable to begin with, but that's okay. With practice, it'll become a smooth, circular motion. As you're doing this, I would like you to notice how the muscles around the small of your back are starting to move. And that's what you're looking for. You're looking for that play of muscles. If you haven't already, let's change direction. And again, tune into that play of muscles along your spine above your kidneys. As part of this warm-up routine, we are warming up and getting the blood moving around your kidneys, as well as starting to soften and loosen up your joints, your hip joints, your ankles, your knees. Great. Let's now bring our feet a little wider apart. Approximately shoulder distance is fine. And rotate a little wider. Good. This bigger circle means that we're engaging the hips and the knees and the ankles a little bit more. And again, we're loosening off the small of the back. That area above the kidneys is important. In Chinese medicine, the kidneys are the root of your constitution. So any stimulation that you can do to get the blood moving in that area is always going to be beneficial. Change direction. Good. Great. You can do this slowly, or you can pick up your tempo and go faster when you become more familiar with it. Great. Okay, let's stop, bring our hands down. Let's work on our shoulders a little bit. Just some gentle rotations, just loosening off the shoulders and the upper back. And the other direction. Rotating forward, bringing the shoulders up and down. And now let's move on to the neck. So just softly working the head up and down. And then from left to right. Good. And we can also tilt. Just a gentle tilt, just to stretch the side of your neck. And finally, we can just rotate around. A few revolutions in one direction and then the other. Great. So, let's have a look at our posture. Feet want to be approximately shoulder distance apart. And our posture wants to be symmetrical and relaxed. Shoulders down, chin in. And we're going to just begin by softening the knees, bending the knees just a little bit, and allowing the hands to come up. Elbows first, to the side and to the front a little. Coming up into this posture here. This is a very traditional, well-known Qigong standing practice. And we are using it as the framework of our warm-ups. So maintaining this framework, this posture, we're going to work on the arms, beginning with the hands. So make a fist, release, and repeat. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Great, don't drop it. Now we work on the wrists. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And the opposite direction. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Great. And moving up to the elbows. Rotating the elbows. As you're doing this, your wrists are still working. We're still moving the wrists, the fingers, the elbows, the shoulders are working in this position as well. You might even be feeling a little tension starting to creep in there. But this is all good. Working the articulations, especially the wrist joints, is very important. Again, in Chinese medicine, there's a lot of important areas there. And stimulation is always good. We changed directions there. And as that feeling in your shoulders starts to build, let's finish by working the shoulders. Squeezing the shoulder blades together and then bringing your hands forward. Breathe in as you squeeze, and then exhale as you sink down, bringing your hands forward. We're really squeezing those shoulder blades together. We're really getting the blood moving on your upper back as well as simultaneously inflating the lungs. Good. And one more. Okay, so let's just give your hands a little bit of a shake, loosening things off, and relax. So you probably felt some tension in your neck and your shoulders as we were doing this. Yeah, it's a little tight, so let's loosen that now. Bring your hand up, start to tap. You can use the open hand, loose fist is fine. The principle is that you felt that tension that perhaps normally you would not be aware of. Now that we've become aware of it, we work towards gently letting it go. Tapping, massage, which can then travel down your arms, back up to your chest, over to the other side, to the other shoulder. We're encouraging the muscles to release, to let go, the blood to flow. Good. Gently over the abdomen, not too hard, just let the belly soften. And then wrap around your back, down to your sacrum, your glutes, down the side of your legs. Good, all the way down that IT band. This is the gallbladder meridian. Holds a lot of tension, and releasing it is a good thing. So now we're going to move to a seated position. For those of you who had difficulty with any of the standing exercises, by all means do them from a seated position. For now though, we're going to move to taking off our shoes so we can complete this warm-up exercise all the way down to the feet and the toes. So we can slide forward just a slight bit in your chair, and to continue this exercise, this warm-up exercise, we're just going to bring the leg up. Simply moving into this position for some of us can be a stretch in itself. So if it is, just breathe into this exercise, breathe into this stretch. In and out. If this is too easy for you, you can lean into this. If even that is too easy, you can certainly move into a more extreme position. But loosening off the hip is what we're looking for. And then we're going to continue with the tapping exercises that we started in our upper body by working down the side of the leg. Again, working on that IT band area, down into the calf, massaging the calf. As we do this, we're tuning into wherever we're holding tension and stress, almost diagnosing where we're holding it, and giving us the opportunity to loosen and soften that every day, every time we do this warm-up. Moving on to the ankles. Using one hand to support the ankle with the foot staying passive, we're going to rotate the foot. So using your other hand, we're just gently rotating the foot, working the ankle. A few rotations in one direction and back in the other. This supporting hand is there so that you can feel whatever's occurring in the ankle joint itself, making sure that nothing untoward is occurring. And then when things warm up, you can, if you're comfortable and confident, increase the rotation getting that foot moving. And then we move the supporting hand up to the toes and we repeat with the toes. Gently working the toes around, back and forth, loosening them off, encouraging blood flow. Squeezing tips of the toes, getting the blood flow, squeezing the sole of the feet. And then finally tapping, activating the sole of the foot. Give it a gentle shake, put it down, and just spend a moment to notice if there's a difference between one foot, which hopefully is a little active and awake, and the other foot that's still asleep. And then we move to the other side. So again, this position first, just loosening off the hip joint, leaning into it if necessary. And then when you're ready, start to tap. First in that joint itself, then along the thigh. Working along the side of and the back of the calf. And then moving on finally to the ankle. Supporting the ankle, keeping the foot relaxed, rotating with the other hand, back and forth. And when it's ready, move on to the toes. Great. Give them a squeeze. Make sure that you work on the sole of the foot as well. And a tap. One of the reasons that we'd like to warm up and activate the feet is because we want to be able to feel what's happening as we move through the Tai Chi form. There we go. The more sensitive your feet are, the more aware you are of how you're moving, the safer you are. Final move. Slide to the very front of your chair. Extend one foot out. We're sitting upright. We're pulling the toes to point to the ceiling. So that hamstring line is already nice and taut. Take a breath and then just gently lean into it. Just a few inches is sufficient. Just to open up that line a little bit more. A very safe, controlled way to stretch the hamstrings. No pressure on your lower back with this stretch. Take a couple of breaths. And then change sides. Good. Pulling the toes, opening up that line, and leaning in. Good. Great. Now, let's move on to some exercises to help with your Tai Chi form.